y'all, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute Christmas wreath using the Wreath It wreath board. Now, if you don't have one of these boards, it's okay because I will kind of tell you how to use this technique with a regular wire wreath frame at the end of the video, okay? Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. Hey y'all, let us get started. So what is this thing on my table? The lovely little Miss Ruth Parker, hey Ruth, has sent me a message. Actually, this was a while back and I want to apologize for just now getting around to do it. Had asked me if I'd ever heard of Wreath It. And at the time that she had messaged me, no, I had not heard of it. So I went to check it out. She's like, well, you know, if you could, I would like to see you use it before she purchased one. And like I said, I apologize for being so late with this video. But Wreath It, what it is a wreath board with holes in it. And as you can see, the one that I have here, it is a ring design with holes in it. Now, this was created, I did a little bit of research. This was created back in March of 2016 by the lovely Wreath It company. And I want to go over a little bit of what are all these funny looking holes and what do you use them for? Well, they created the Wreath It to be sort of a teaching tool. And now I know that this is not going to be for everybody. And I know that not everybody is going to want to go out and get one of these boards. But like I said, when somebody asks me to make a video, I try my best to make it. If I can make one person out there happy, I've done my job for today, okay? But anyway, let's look at the holes. So as you can see here, there are a bunch of different designs of holes. There's some squares, circles, and hearts. And this was designed to be sort of a teaching tool so that each set of these holes represents a different wreath element. So if you see these double hearts here, the double hearts represent where you would put a bow. Now the double squares, wherever it went, the double squares, that is where you would put a decor piece. Like, you know, you'd strap on a little elf or a gnome or, you know, just some sort of decoration. And then all of these double round holes like this, that's where you put your pipe cleaners, Chanel stems, whatever you want to call it. They're pipe cleaners. Wherever you want to put those, or your zip ties. So what I have some pipe cleaners because that's what the company uses. And I want to try to get mine as close as possible to their original directions, which they call the Wreath It recipe. I mean, recipe. How cute is that? You know, y'all know I like to cook. So if it's a recipe, let me have it. So you're going to take your pipe cleaner and bend it in half. And let's see these double holes here. You're just going to run your pipe cleaner up through here, pull it up, whoop, and then I'm just going to twist it just to kind of hold it in place. And you do that with every single one of these little double circles here, which I'm going to have to put in. There we go. Okay, I pulled it up through the two little circles and twist it. And now I'm going to do that all the way around in these little double circles, okay? So I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. Okie dokie, so I have all of my pipe cleaners on my wreath frame here. Now, this mesh here, this came from Joann's when they was having their Black Friday doorbuster thing the other day. And it is 10 inches and it's fairly thick. Now, I'm looking here at their wreath recipe. And it says that you're going to need 5 yards of a 10-inch like poly burlap, something like that. I'm going to be using this mesh, which I realize that this is going to be a little bit thinner than what they used. So I'm not sure about how much yardage I'm going to have to use. Y'all know me. I'll probably try to cram this whole thing. I still have my scrunchie on my hand, y'all. Yes, I love scrunchies. But anyway, you're just going to take the end of your mesh like this. And you're going to start with one of these little sections here that's closest to the center. And I'm going to lay it down. Don't worry about this. You can trim it off here in a minute. I'm just going to lay it down and really tighten that pipe cleaner down. Whoop, like that. Now, you are going to go up to the outer one. And just back and forth like that. Inner, outer, inner, outer, inner, outer. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how big of a poofy poof I want to make here. I can use my hand as a measurement, I would say. Let's see what that looks like. Can y'all see this? Stop sliding around everywhere. Maybe, yeah, maybe a hand and a half. maybe. There we go. Okay, that looks better. And then just lay it down, and we're going to twist the pipe cleaner around. You make your poofs, however you want to say it. You make it however large you want to make it, okay? Very individualized thing here. And I'm going to go back and fluff it out like that. So we did the inner one and the outer one. And then we're going to jump back down. Inner, outer, inner. Back and forth, zigzag like that. Let me roll. Let me see about how long this ink pen is here. I'm trying to find something to use as sort of a measurement, because I don't have my ruler. You know what? This will work. Just find something to measure with. And then I'm going to grasp it and just tie it down again. And that's all that you're doing with this. You're just tying it down at each pipe cleaner space. Okay, and then we'll come back and I will fluff that out. But I think what I want to do is let me get all of the little poofy poofs on here, and then I'll fluff them out, and then we'll come back and I'm going to show you how to attach ribbon. Okie dokie, I have all of my mesh on here, and let's get the roll and see what all I used. This was the 10 inches wide, 10 foot long roll, and I have this much left. So I did use almost an entire roll. Let's see, what was I going to do? Oh, the ribbon. So I'm looking at their wreath recipe here, and they say to use 16 pieces of ribbon cut 9 inches long. So for my ribbon, I got this sort of a cream colored burlap looking ribbon, and also this red burlap ribbon. One is much more narrow than the other. And I got this at Joann's. Now, this ribbon here, there is 12 feet on a roll, and that's what you're going to need. You're going to need 12 feet per color. So I got one roll of this and one roll of that, and I'm going to be using the entire roll, okay? So I have cut the cream colored one to 9 inches, and because I'm going to be layering this red on top, I cut the red to 8 inches. So 9 inches and then 8 inches, and I'm going to just layer them together. Yes, scratches on my hand. I lost a battle with my cat. Long story short, she didn't want me to trim her claws. But you're going to take your ribbon here, and let's find our pipe cleaner. Let's start with this one over here. You're going to just lay it down on top of it and tighten it up. Like so. Squish it down and then tighten it again. And there's your ribbon. So what you're going to do with the rest of your ribbon is the same thing that we just did here. You're going to do it all the way around each section of pipe cleaner. Put your ribbon down and tighten it down. And then once I'm finished with that, then I'll come back, and fluff it up and rearrange it so that it looks good. So let's move on to the next. And I'll do one more while I have y'all here. Just lay that down. Try to get it kind of sort of towards the center of your ribbon, and then just give the pipe cleaning, the pipe cleaning. Give it a good twist. Like so. So now I'm going to do this all the way around the wreath, and we'll come back, and I have a sign that I think is going to be pretty cute on it. Okay. So all of my pieces of ribbon are on here, and I think I picked some okay colors. That's pretty much the look that I was going for, so I'm happy with that. A lot of times I second guess myself when it comes to my ribbon choices, but pretty happy with this. All right, so let's talk about a sign. This sign here I got at Dollar General, and it was $3. And the pipe cleaners I have stapled to the back. Instead of, gluing them on, there you go. Instead of gluing them on with hot glue, because this sign is very heavy. It's wooden. It's not like, the little, whatever the things from Dollar Tree are made from. This sign's kind of heavy, so that's why I wanted to staple the pipe cleaners to the back. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to find a good place for this little guy to sit, and then I'm going to take the pipe cleaners and I'm going to run it through. And I'm going to find where some of the holes are in this board. And I'm just going to run these pipe cleaners through those holes. Okie dokie. And I see them right there. Now, I'm not going to tighten this down all the way until I get the other ones fed through. into the holes so that I can make sure that I have everything in place. You know, then I'll go back and really, really tighten it down. But for these pipe cleaners, the kinds that's sticking up, I'm just going to go in. Hold on. Let me move this so I can see if y'all can see what I'm a-seeing. Okay. See down here? Look right here. Found my wire cutters. So I'm just going to go into where, let me give this one more good twist. There we go. One more good twist, and then I'm just going to cut that off right there. And then once you get everything fluffed up, you can't really see your pipe cleaners. All right, so I'm going to take these other pieces of pipe cleaner and feed down through here into the little hole. Oh, there they are, right there. And then I'm just going to tighten it down. I'm going to trim off all of the excess pipe cleaners. And then I'm not sure if I want to put anything else on here or not. I'm going to have to think about that. I have all of my ribbon and everything pretty much in place. Of course, when I get it hung up, I'm going to have to go back and do some more fluffing. But I've got all the pipe cleaners trimmed down and everything is kind of sort of in place. My sign is attached and I've been sitting here looking at it. And we have all of these wonderful muted colors. You know, they're not really bright, but then we have this brilliant little gold star right here. And I'm like, I wanted to put something else on here to sort of reflect that gold, but I didn't want it to be like gold ribbon or something like that. And y'all know I use the bejesus out of these little styrofoam vase fillers that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And these are gold and silver. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these with my handy dandy low temp glue gun. Well, it needs to be low temp because these are styrofoam and the high temp will melt it. And as you can see down here in the middle, like where the pipe cleaner, where I trimmed it down in the center of the bow, I'm going to just take a blob of the hot glue and put on there. And then I'm just going to try to stick it right down in there. It'll be subtle. It's not like it's going to be real in your face. But I wanted it to, you know, to reflect that. I didn't want to take the star off. I'm like, well, you can just take it off, but I don't want to. So I'm just going to glue these little beauties down every now and again, wherever the ribbon is, okay? So that's probably going to take me a minute to do. So I'm going to work on that. And then the next time I come back to the video, I'll have this hung up so that we can really zoom out and get a better look at it and you can see what it looks like. But before I do that, somebody's going to ask, can I use this technique if I don't have one of those boards? Yes, you can. You can use a wireframe just like this. And you know how we put the pipe cleaners on the board before you started working? Just do that with this. You can put one around these two. And then around these two, and then around these two, alternating up and down, back and forth, all the way around your wreath frame. So you can do that too. This technique works for a lot of different projects. But let me finish gluing this down and then we'll hang it up and take a look. You know what? I lied. I did not come back and zoom out. But I want to show you what I'm doing here. I didn't like the bow that was on this wreath at all. I didn't like it. You know, everything is, you know, the creams and the browns and then it was like this black and white bow. I didn't like it. So I took it off and I just tied another bow and glued it on there. And now I'm taking more of these little styrofoam. Why are you not focusing? These little styrofoam balls. These are the teeny tiny ones that come in a pack. And I'm just going to glue some of those around the wreath like that to kind of spruce it up a bit and once again tie in some of this gold. So now I'm going to hang the wreath up and show you what it looks like. Okay, here we go. So it is all hung up and I'm pretty happy with all the little gold embellishments I put on there. It's, you know, it's subtle. It's not really in your face, but yet it kind of brings it all together. So anyway, there it is. I hope that you enjoyed it. Miss Ruth, I hope that this helped you. If you would, give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media, the links to all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye!